Welcome back. We just want to welcome all of our viewers tuning in from all across the state. We know you're out there. You may be in Corpus, you may be in Beaumont, you may be in San Angelo, Killeen, Longview, Tyler, Waco. Welcome. We're glad that you have found our little program here, the Texas Daily. We hope you'll come back. We hope you'll tell your friends, because we welcome viewers from all across the state.
We sure do.
And we are growing an audience.
That's right. And you don't have to get dressed up or anything.
No.
That's right.
No. Now, so tonight's first Daily Viewpoint, we have two of these typically during the program, one early on now, and then we'll get around to a second one later in the show. And so we're going to begin with a political topic. For Republicans, older Texans remain a crucial part of the party. They make up a majority of those who vote. But everything changes. And Darren Shaw, a UT professor and Republican political advisor, says Republicans need to watch not just Hispanic voters, but also young people. You think? They are more liberal on social issues, typically, more likely to approve of civil unions and same-sex marriage, and more likely to vote or skew Democratic in some races. And they are less likely to participate in, say, politics as usual, a puzzle that both sides will eventually have to solve. So, John and Midge, we've talked about this a little bit before. And Midge, you brought in a little show and tell. Let's start off with, speaking of politics as usual, tell us what this is you brought in.
I can hardly lift it. It's all this stuff that comes to my door all the time about the elections.
You're in a hot zone,
I guess I am. Look at this.
Yeah,
oh,
that's direct mail.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And imagine all the money that was spent on these.
Yeah, well, the printing, the shipping, the postage.
Right. And not to mention the phone calls that you get and the people knocking at your door.
Oh, the phone call.
The phone calls are so annoying.
Well,
but Roger Staubach has called me a couple of times.
Oh, is that right? Really? Has he come door knocking?
No, just it's a recording. You can tell.
Right. So you must still have a landline, obviously.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Both of you still have a landline.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. Is that a mistake?
I don't answer it. But
We disconnected our. This is a little bit of a side, but technologically speaking, in the Brady household, we disconnected our landline because the only ones using it were the telemarketers at supper time.
Yeah, at supper time. It's so annoying.
Yes.
And were you on the no-call list? Because I'm on the no-call.
At one point we were.
I call the no-call list all the time and say, am I still on or not? It's recording and all that stuff. But and it's still, there's nothing you can do about this.
Well, it's remarkable to me that this much money is spent on conventional advertising means
that's a lot.
Someone, the political advisors, are telling the candidates this works. Does it work, Midge? Does any of this influence you?
Not really.
Okay.
And neither do the TV ads, although they let you know how the guys feel. But, they're on their best behavior and,
Well, until the mud comes out.
Yeah.
John, what about you? Are you likely to read a direct mail piece?
if it's got a big, like one whose name I won't mention, but one who is, well, okay. It's kind of hard to ignore, because on the front of it is a charge that somebody is a felon just barely on the loose.
Right.
And those you notice, but other than that, I don't pour through them. No.
So the case at hand here, the discussion point is the future of the Republican Party and what that voter looks like. He or she, probably younger, probably maybe multi-ethnic, maybe urban, lives downtown. Who knows where he or she lives? But is the GOP poised to appeal, to reach out to that voter?
Typically, the GOP's been WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. They've tried to move away from that image. I don't know how successfully outside of Texas they have. In Texas, they've not cared to move out of it. Now, clearly they're going to have to, as more Hispanics, more and more people from South and Central America, not just Hispanics, move in, and as Californians are moving here faster than anybody, and they are bound and determined to turn Texas into a liberal state. So the Republican Party, as we know it, is not going to last much longer. What it's going to evolve into, the experts
So evolve or
don't even
become
know.
irrelevant, right?
No, it won't become irrelevant, but it will become something different from what you and I know it as.
Midge, how do you see it?
I'm just thinking of this one thing that I saw, injecting a little humor. The guy's name is Secede Kilgore, and he's running for governor, and he changed his name legally to Secede, and that is his one main issue, his only issue. Secede, yes.
That's his name.
Secede Kilgore, yes. And he says that 100 days in his administration, we will secede from the Union, and if we don't, then he's resigning.
What's he running for?
Governor.
Oh, governor.
The big one.
Wow.
Gov, yes.
Okay. Well, let's see what kind of audience he attracts.
I just
Have
think
you
that's
received his
hilarious.
direct mail flyer
He ain't
yet?
doing none of that.
All right. All right. We'll see what happens. Election day is tomorrow. If you haven't voted yet, keep that in mind. Coming up next here on the Texas Daily, how did we do on our picks for the Oscars? Okay. Did we get them right or not? We're going to take a look.